Sham sagt der Meister Schein da Bobo now nicht mal gibt was wir mal schreiben jetzt so wir schreiben wir Yitzchak an der Bas Gold der Gemeinde Bas erste Yerushalmi ja Benufke für Jede Benufke für Leben nicht mal Leben Malachai und Ephraim Yehuda. In the back of the Gemara, by side, there's a in the Askal Gemara, there's a Pirish Maraponim. Let's look at the Maraponim for a few minutes. He summarizes the Bnei Moshe that we learned on Friday. Maraponim all the way in the back, that base. Look the Maraponim, left side. You want to use the money which is in bubble, and this money has to be spent in Yerushalayim, and you want to be machal, use the money to machal the payers Ma'aser Sheni on the money which you have, the Balabayas has in bubble. It has a achash in his baye b'fnim, Pirish at the Sefta. This the Gemara brings here as the Sefta, the same Gemara as in Tzadik Zayin in Bava Kama. It's all at the Sefta. Kamoshi Ksuva b'Lishaynai. V'ayne hachna Ma'aser lahocha. And the Gemara brings it here. This the Sefta. Uked mefarish hashas, uked defrishes. And as I explained the Sefta, the hakol emokim echad hoylach. Everything is going to the same halacha, same point. Iked the milsa kachu. The main point is the following: the beinon shiyu hamoyes yoytze, the money that you're going to use to redeem the Ma'aser Sheni has to be yoytzes, has to be something which is usable, b'mokem shabaylim oindim, in the place where the baylim are. Otherwise, you cannot use money which is yoytze someplace else. It has to be b'mokem shabaylim oindim. And then you could redeem the payers on that money. This is the words of the Rambam in Perek Daled, Ma'aser Sheni Halacha Yud Daled. Look, the Rambam is the following: let's assume somebody is in Tvei, not in Yerushalayim. And he has money that belongs to him in Babel, Babel. He has money of Babel, the currency of Babel in Babel, and he's in Tvei. You can't use it because it has to be b'mokem shu yoyid sata kesef v'chol asher tava nafshecho. You have to be able to use the money where you are, and he's in Tvei. The money is in Babel. What good is it to him? He can't use it here. When you get to the din of Ma'aser Oni, he has a din of also an Oni. He doesn't have money right now. You know he has in the bank, but he doesn't have it here. So right now you have to give him from tzedakah. Similar thing here. You can't use that money right now. He has, however, I'm talking about the money that he has in Babel, is Babel currency from Persia. So you can't use that because he's in Tvei. What is the Benavida Halacha Faket? He has money which is usable here in Tvei, but it's not here. It happens to be in Babel. So even though the money is not here, but because it's the currency of where the Bailam is, Mechalel Aleim. You could use it, and you could be Mechalel Aleim, V'chein Kol Ki Yoytze B'zeh. Now this particular halacha, that if he's in Tvei and he has money from Babel, he could use it for the purpose of being Mechalel the money in Tvei. The Ravid is jumping here, and the Kesler Mishnah, everybody siding here happens to be with the Ravid. The Maraponim is bringing the Rambam as if that would be a double poshet. It's not so double poshet. Why? Because he's here in Tvei, he has money in Babel. Money in Babel doesn't work for him in Tvei, it doesn't do him any good here. So it doesn't do any good. The fact that it happens to be currency of Tveya, that's why the Rambam says it could be Chalalayim. So does it help him? That's what the Rabbit is tiny. But like upon him, as I state in Rambam, you soon see Reb Chaim Kanevsky in the Derech HaMunah how he emphasizes this. He's saying, "B'vui lefanecha zukter azoi shehem kedibei at tesefta v'ashas dehocha mamish." This mamish in the Gemara with the tesefta. The ma'aseh kosev v'chein kol ki yotzev zeh hainu. He's bevoning here what the Rambam is saying, which the Ravid is taking exception to. Hainu shim oimedu b'bobel. If this person would be in bobel, eina yochel l'chal al moyish shel tveya. Can't use the money which is currency of Tveya. Sheyesh lo sham. Why? He's in bubble. He has to be able to use the money in the place where he is. And if he's in bubble, what good does it do for him? He has money, currency from Tveya. He has to have money from Tveya, in bubble. Or he's in Tveya, from Tveya. According to this rule, this cloud, you can't be machala on a matbeya she'eina yoyse b'oyse mokim shu'oim b'sham. It has to be a matbeya which is usable to the Baal Habayit where he is, right? If you have money here from England or you have euros or anything, it doesn't help you here in New York, right? So it doesn't help. Or she'eina yoyse b'oyse zman, oyse mokim b'oyse zman, money which was different currencies were previous years, it was good, now it's not good. So mizayim b'oyse mokim b'oyse zman. The Rambam says it has to be kesef, oisim mokim, oisim zman, has to be usable. Some other currency that you have in a different place, which is not helping you over here, ain't mechalaleim. This is a very good synopsis, a summary how he understands the Rambam Shidduch. From the different Gemara side, the Bavli side, the Sefta side, the Gemara goes later. Now he's going to the Brisa in Tzadik Zayin and Bava Kama. Ein mechalan al moye shein yotzes. The Gemara says brings it into the Mishnah. Ein mechalan al moye shein yotzes. Just b'makom shu. It has to be money which is workable here. Ayin sham kikdot in the sugi. The muchach. It's proof from there. The she'einam yotzes diktani. What does it mean any yotzes? The word any yotzes. What does that mean any yotzes? Not spendable. What does it mean? Hainu shein yotzes klal boise hasman. Now, right now, it's possible. They don't allow you to use. Kozvias from Bakoichwa, they don't let you use it now. Abel im yoytzesheim be'ezim mokim. Dort in this mashman the Gemara, Mechlek Zrab Shmuel. Shmuel Zotter, you go to the Meishan, you could take a flight and go to another city where it's usable. The Mucha, the Sheini Yotzes Diktani, what does it mean any Yotzes? Hainu Sheini Yotzes Klal Boise Zman. This time it's not usable. Abel yoytzesheim be'ezim mokim, if it's usable someplace else. Even though it's not good here. Let's say the Baima and Tveya. So it's good in Bubble, because Bubble, they use it. Shtei in the Gemara, Bibaut is the same time now, they could use it in Bubble. It is good. Shap Mechalaleim, because it's Ayakosam, Ahoditoni, Shemalachim Harishoinim Ein Mechalaleim, from different kings, different Zmanim, when they had different currencies at different times, then it wasn't usable. You have the kingdoms which is now Dumi the Rishonim Mechalat. The Pirish Rashi, as they said the Rashi in the Gemara, the Nafki Medina Acheres, in a different country you could use it. Dumi the Rishonim. Bekach then he yotzes can be Mekoyme Shabalabayish and Ifsel Bekan. When Cain have a mashma kum toizik the maraponim the enke paid the amokim shabaylim and dort is mashma not like I just said over here from mashma dof into the sefter. If an Inzi Gemara in the Yerushalmi, that has to be Yoitz b'mokum shabayim shom, that if he's in Bubble, it has to be money usable in Bubble. If I can't, if he's in, meaning the Balabus is in Tveya, it has to be money which is usable in Tveya. No, dort steht, have a mashal, the enke peda mokum shabayim. The Av, the Einam Yoitz shom, where the Bailim is, im Yoitz b'mokum acha, mechaylim. He's referring to Shmuel. You go to Meishan. The Bailim is not a Meishan, but because it's possible to go there, it is good. So the Aidachai Astis Hasugis, so the Holei Kasha. So Kim no Hosam. When do we say that it's good b'mokem acher? The Mishain HaMalchias Makpida Zuazu. When do I say you could use currency which is acceptable in a different country? It's only when the government allows you to travel freely from one country to the other. You can't have a kiyoytz b'mkayma. You get on a bus, you get on a plane, you go to the next country in Fatik. There where there's not free travel between countries, ain mechalin. Then you can't be mechalin. B'hochi mayri harambam. Pay attention to this. This is what the Rambam is talking about, and that's how he wants to answer the Rambam against the Ravid and all the other masigim that are masig on the Rambam from the Gemara. So the Rambam is saying that it's talking when it's your makbid, that's when you can't use it. But if it's not makbid, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't have to be b'mokam abaylim, only when there's hakpodah, not to travel where the baylim is. But if there's free travel to go to where the baylim are, the Rambam's opinion is, does he yotzes? Why? Big deal. So you travel there, go there. The mistamad the milsa kachu, shamalchi is makbida zuazu. In these times, when the Manapani was writing this, they didn't have free travel between countries. So that's why the Rambam didn't have to say it. Umabeya yoytze b'mokum zeh umedina zu. Umabeya in one country ain't a yoytze b'medina acheres kifi ha'erech sheloi b'mokum sheyoytze. It doesn't go. Why? Because they don't let you. The government doesn't let. So maybe it's not usable. So mechanish praise even though you find a way to do it, but it's not freely yoytze. Without any kind of distress, without any type of akpodah from the government, you have to be able to do it. If there's a sakana to use it, because the Medina Lotnish, that's not considered yoytze. As I held the Rambam. So the Rambam is speaking about, we'll soon see, in a place with the makbid, that's where it has to be b'mokum with the bailamah. Medina zu. It doesn't go in the next country at this price. Using the matbeyas from the previous generation, previous governments, how could you say here you are mechalel? When there's no, he's talking stomach. The kings that came later, they usually pass all the previous currencies. They don't let you use the previous ones. They make you use the new ones. So that's why we say, but if there's an opportunity where they made all of a sudden the currency should be einig and they let you use whatever you want, they don't stop you from using any other currency. You want to use the euro here? Because of that. So then it's workable. If they're not makbid, no sakana, there's not much machalon, even though it's money from a different place. The Ba'ochi Mayra at the Sefta Shavei Siliel, Inzit at the Sefta, which our Gemara is based on, we saw it on Friday and Thursday, is going, Be'inye Mabeya Shamalochem Rishonim, Fidokam Ha'ochel El Be'inye Shalashonim Nama, Imhoyi Yoytz Hagab B'Tzirosim Mechalon. If it's usable, doesn't matter, not right now, this currency from today. U'kolayim She'em Makbid Makach, U'kedefish Siliel. I say, hide it this after with the hochik, the hosam, the all gleich, he says, bin yizeh. So that's what he's basically saying. It has to be Mebeya Yoytze. Mebeya Yoytze means it's free, it's no sakana, you could use it. It doesn't have to be the Mebeya of this place. This is the shittif in the Marapon, and that's why he's explaining the Rambam. Ubinya Masha Hesig Harayvit. Balocha Yudal Adin Shenachnu Oinim Kan, Misha Betveya. Because he's not accepting the Rambam. He wants to be mazdik the Rambam. That's the darker because the Gemara upon is mostly written to for all the Rambam, the Shver Rambams in the Masechta. That's his job. So he is doing the same thing. The Choyre Kushu who the Ma'id Gesina Shama Abraisa the Ma'isa Binyan Hazeh Ein Mechal Hamoy Shel Kan V'Heim B'Bovel. You can't mechal money which is in Bovel and you're in Tveya. You know why? Because why can't you use a different currency again? But you know why in bubble you could use it. Oh, so the Gemara says over there another time. So he's asking the kasha, I could use money from bubble for point design Ma'aser do in Yerushalayim. You have to use it in Yerushalayim. You can't use it in Bubble. You have to take the money and buy stuff and use it in Yerushalayim. So how do you be pointed on Bubble? This is the Chakasama Kasha of the Gemara. So the Gemara answers this, addresses this in Bubble Kama. Zuk the Gemara doesn't, because what you can do is like this. Chazi the Zavim Behema. Over there in Bubble, Kaifa Behema. Umasik Yishleim, and the Behemoth walks to Yishleim. וזה באמס נראה בהפך בדברי הרמב"ם, והאם בכסף משנה, מה שהביא בשם הריקוקס, שדוחק עצמי לפרש הברייסה, כמו שהוא ושם, עם הידה הוכר, וכוסף דהי והימה הביינים כוי, והנה סייבר ומילוס הם. So, okay, this is Mev Beniger, that's the shitta from the Marapon. Now, it'll be easier to understand the Rambam in a minute. Look, the Rambam, this is Peg Dalid, Halacha Koyin Yud. Look, the Rambam, ein poidim ma'beya sheni yoytzi b'oisis man b'oisis mokum. Ma'beya has to be usable in this time and in this place. Shenema, v'nesata kezu chol hashtav v'nafshecha, ad sheyei roi la'itzah, it has to be roi la'itzah, meaning it's usable here. U'ma'beya malachim harishonim im yoytzi mashma poidim boy. If it's yoytzi, it's good. If the malachim will let you use it, even though it's not in full currency right now, but if it's yoytze, mekan snitzen, so then you could be machal. In the previous halacha, the Rambam says you have to have a kesef sheish b'tzura, v'tzata kesef, that was ein kesef, and you have to be ma'aser b'choimish. Impod the beloshin shel kesef, liter shel kesef. In the Gemara we had before Thursday, liter shel kesef ki yoytze by hu anika asimoin lo yosek klum. Nachamov, what's the lo yosek klum? Because Zuk the Kesef Mishnah, why is it called Kesef Shein Boi Tzura? Why is it called it Asiman? It's a Kesef Shein Boi Tzura. It's money. Doesn't have a tzura on it. Doesn't have a picture on it. And that's a Choshev Azach. So Tzata Kesef steht dort in the Chacham. Tzata means Kesef Shein Boi Tzura. Go look the Rambam. Anika Asiman. This is Asiman. This would make Asiman. Zuk of them the Kesef Mishnah. Very common the Ma'aser Sheni, and Mechal Ma'aser Sheni al Simoim, Peg Azov, Nundale, the time of Mishun Sivat Tzata, Davar Shei Shol Tzura, Ramin Hosam Nechum Shekumoisa, Vim Pod, the Beloshin Shel Kesef, Ota Din Via Simoim. Why does it have a Din Via Simoim? So the teretz is that what will be if it's Pochas Mishab Pruta? Ain't like the advance. Im Pod Basimim Yosef Klum. Why should it be worse than Peres al Peres? What's the problem with Asiman? So the pshat is because the vot is not because they're from Kesef. It's not Shabbat Kesef. Pochas min Shabbat Pruta. It's not a double choshev, and a double choshev is considered something sheish by tzura. And saying by tzura, that's considered Asiman. Asiman the b'chlek is Reb Dois mit the Chachamim. Reb Dois held that it's good because he holds Asimin is good. The Chacham says Sata Kesef Chol Shetav Nazir, not because it's not Shavah Kesef. Kesef is a Shavah Kesef. Doesn't have a tzura. It's not double choshev. What they learn is a pshat. Now in this Rambam here, which we just spoke about, this halacha Yudalit. Halacha Yudalit Shet Azay. Now just remember, there's a halacha in the Mishnah in Poide b'moy she'ena b'shusay. Shenema v'tzata kesef b'yotcha. So it has to be b'shusay. So ayah b'zoy, how could you use money from bubble? According to the Marapom, you can use money from bubble with yoyz to do ayah nish b'shuscha. So that says, Mishnah Shteiter nafal kisa l'boy v'u yochel etziyah poideyu boy neishu b'shusay. Falls into a boy, it's considered b'shusay. Why? Because you go take it out. Even b'yam Shteiter that if you could take it out of the yam, you pay somebody money to take it out of the yam. It is to b'shusay because you could get it, but but shreikheiten, but you could get it. Those say b'shusay. Says money is in a different city, in a different country. That's considered b'shusay. We can't just name it. I mean, this halacha which we're talking about here, where the Ravid is busy with the Rambam.
It's in his house. It's not in the Shusharam. It's in the other city, in his house. It's in Malcolm Shumer.
No.
That's what B'shusay means.
The Gemara says here, the Gemara says, in the Mishnah to be B'shusay, it falls into the Yam. It depends. If you have an ability to take divers and take it out of the Yam, this says B'shusay.
B'shusay doesn't mean it's in his pocket.
It's
in his house in Tveria.
Oh. Not in his house, but he's able to get there. It has to be something which, that's what the Marapom is saying. You have to be usable that you can get it. Listen to this Rambam. Rambam is looking at Halacha Yudalid. Misha hoya oimim b'Tveria. The Balabais is in Tveria. V'yesh lo imoyis mimabeya bova b'bova. He has money with Persian currency. He's from Iran, and he has money from Iran. Eine machal aleim. He came machal aleim. because he's in Tvaya, and he has to be able to use it in Tvaya. What good does it do for me, the money that I have in Bubble? So when can't you use it? Because you have money from your Yerushalayim, and the money that you have is Mabay from Bubble, and it's in Bubble, because not Mabay Yotzibay. You can't use that money here. You can't use it here. The fact that you have it someplace else, let's go, this Taigish. So that would be the same halacha if the money is here. What do you have to say the money is in Bubble? I feel the Geld is doing, auch nicht good. Look, the weiter sagt er so, Hoyloi Mois Mabay Tveye. He's in Tveye, and he has money from Tveye, Bubble. That's this case. In other words, he has money, but the money's not here. It's Tveye, money from Tveye, but it's Lichtach and Bubble. Mechalel Alayim. He could be Mechalel Alayim. Kol Kiyotziv Zeh. But this is the Shveikai. The Shveikai is in this Rambam. If he is in Tveye, and he has money from Tveye, but it's not here, so why is it good? Why could you Mechalel? The fact that you have money, and the money is Bubble currency in Bubble, you tell me you can't use it. Why? Because it has to be Chal Shatab and Nafshcha, it has to be usable here. So, if you have money from Tveye, but the Tveye Geld licked in Bubble, it's not called Shatab and Nafshcha. You can't use it here. What's the Rambam? In such a case, it's good. Which we just learned on Friday, is Shtipnish the Rambam. Venke paid the Amidose Ezu Mokum Shihamid boy, Ela Mokum Hamois. I don't care where you are. You can be paid wherever you are, but you have to have the ability to do it. Im Yoisim Sham b'Mokum Chalulan. The Geld Mezayin Geld, but the Kansas Nitzin. So what does it help me that he's in Tveye and he has money from Tveye money, and that's in Bubble? Why is that good? And you machal on the money from Eretz Yisrael, v'hein bebubble, and he's in Bubble, or alamoyis shel Bubble, v'hein be'Eretz Yisrael, ain't mechalolim, l'fi she'eni yoytze b'mokim chalulam. It's not, you're going to make the chil where you are. And if you make the chil where you are, you have to have money which is usable here. The fact that you have money from Tvaya in Bubble, what does it help me? Ubini shechal ala kesef hayoytze b'mekoymoi, v'shel Bubble, v'hein bebubble, mechalolim. But not if you have Tvaya and you have money from Tvaya someplace else. What does it help? This is the alle things that do of a Rambam.
So send a messenger to bring in the money.
Send a messenger.
The same way you say. So, if you can get it, some way.
So that's what the Maraponim says. The Maraponim says, I was talking about Eimak Pidos. About Eimak Pidos. So you're in Tvaya. And you have money from Tvaya, but your money is sitting in Bubble. So it's after the armistice, they made a deal. So maybe now you can go to Bubble and bring it here. So maybe that's good. Why the Rambam doesn't have to say it? I'll tell that kasha. But that's how the Rambam learns Pshat. The Rambam was talking, it's able to fetch the money and bring it. And the Raiva is saying, but it's the Rambam Gedav Zug. The Rambam doesn't say money wine. Yeah. Okay. Zuk the B'chaim. The son, it doesn't make it to do of this Raiva, it doesn't come out, doesn't hear, didn't come out well, but Al Capone doesn't even mention the Raiva here. He zukter azay, bring the Rambam, zukter azay pshat. So he says, first of all, Tvaya is lav dafka, who had the Mishar Eretz Yisrael, Kapanos is Rabbeinu rak lafuka Yishlayim, shebezman habayis, kishoya shulton, Yisrael, how you come and base Yosef B'Shlayim, B'nei Hashak and Tay Yisrael Mor. Okay, so that we saw yesterday Friday, because there was a takana. They made a takana that all the matbeyes are acceptable in Yerushalayim. Yesh lo imoyes bubble b'bubble. He's in Tvaya. He has money, bubble and bubble. That's not good. Ki mishum makom shumoim mitsham ein sham matbeya azeh havekam matbeya sheni yoytze. Why isn't it good? Because he's in Tvaya, he has money from Bubble. He has to have money over here. It's tough going to do it. Abel im hu hayagam came by Bubble. So he's learning pshat over here in the Sefer that he is also in Bubble. Yochel lechal aleim af sheina mebeya yoytze b'Yishlayim. Yochel liknus behem behema ula loyse Yishlayim. That's the Gemara. The Gemara says that if he's in a different country, the fact that he's there and you could be paid it with money that doesn't work in Yerushalayim, I'm not to pay it in Yerushalayim, you have to use it in Yerushalayim. That says, you take the payment for a walk. You walk it over the border, you walk it busy in Yerushalayim. Now, That's how we learn. That's the Gemara. Now the Sefer of the Rambam, where the Ravid is massing on the Rambam, Hoyle Mois Mabeya Tveya Bebobel. He has money. He's in Tveya, and he has money from Tveya, but the money is in bubbles. But the Rambam asagit, who betveya, ki mishu b'moken shu oimid, ha'ayne betveya, who matbeya yoytze, afagav the atze nimtza matbeya b'bubble. This Tveya money is in bubble. So machal aleim, eke ishi matbeya yoytze b'moken mamidosa oidam machal. Kol zeh das Rabbeinu. So the Rambam is saying that if you're in Tveya and you have money from Tveya, which happens to be in bubble, the reason why it's good because you bring it ain't makpidas. Now they learned the pshat in the Rambam. But call it a shoyim cholkun olav. If he died to him, oimid b'Tveya, v'yesh lo imois bubble b'bubble, machal aleim because we can't gain emes. You can bring it. But Paris ain't nafkamina heiche heinu tzoying. There's nafkamina in the Paris only has to do with the bayim b'chutz. Yushalayim v'cheinu mayim b'bubble shei yichol liknas behem. So this I invited by side. This the Gemara in the Gemara, which the Gemara we saw on Friday. The Gemara says that the Medamed is Malbas Chavei al Madbeya, V'nifsal Madbeya. Give money to somebody, and the Madbeya all of a sudden is Nifsal. Nifsal means the government said Mechanistish Nifsal. So Mechalekes Rav and Shmuel, if that is a payment, you can pay him with this money from a different currency, or not. Nifsal, Yo Yoitze, Nish Yoitze. This is a halacha in Hilchus. Halva, you get them geld, and after you give him the geld, so you have to give me back money that I could use. So shout through the Gemara in the Sugi do, which they do that if the Goizer, the Dina that said that in Yishlaim all the currencies are acceptable in Yishlaim, the Matat Takona, and then it's Kemim Tigem Amadbeya, which is Nish Yoitze, about in Yishlaim, in Do Takona, all the currencies are Yoitze in Yishlaim. That Takona was made, the Takona, not for anything else other than Ma'aser Sheni, because we have Ma'aser by Shkolim. They're either made by Shkolim. You need to make a shekel, bring Shkolim for the Naya Kabbonis, for the Naya for the New Year. So they said people like this currency, that currency. Look, all the geld you bring, just bring the Shkolim to Yishlaim. Whatever you have, those are good because they didn't want to have a problem. You could bring it, you couldn't bring it. All the geld get in Yishlaim, and you could buy Kabbonis in Yishlaim. So they said here also that when they get to the din of Poy the Ma'aser Sheni, it's called as the Rebbe said that this happened. The Shaitan in the Gemara. But what's hot to sit home when if you lend somebody money and you give him a alva, what's hot to sit home with them? This is the Agzeis HaKosev and Agzeis HaKosev. Misifei Noif says Kolod Asmachta. They use this Fei Noif Kolod to say it's a corner. But Vezokta had this. In other words, is the Gemara that this is going to help him a bear yoysim, but Hilchos Avol that this takana shouldn't work. Elamai daf mezugen that the Gemara says yotzu that this takana was made that this geld is geld for everything. In other words, you come into a shop, you want to buy a loaf of bread, and you have in Yushalayim, and you have money from euros, and daf is nemen because the Chama made a takana. This is geld. This is geld. Not only for dinner for shkolim, and not only dinner for the dinam of Ma'aser Sheni, they made it into money. So made on Malvas, Chavei on Madbeya, V'nisal Madbeya, the Gemara, V'yin Yishlaim, it's going to be a good girl. So Yodzai get the girl.
The big machlok is from Moshe and Rabbi Yaakov.
Oh, what?
Jimmy got tzedakah gemacht dollars to buy an apartment at Yisrael.
Yeah.
But then when it paid back, the dollar wasn't the same value.
Oh, that's a different shot. That's a Zohar Kohen Sakes.
Big machlok.
Here we're talking about the Madbeya. This is the Gemara.
Of the dollar, the Matbeya of dollar was not the same value.